Okay, everybody, back again with another Speed of Thought. This one is going to be Does it make sense? And when I say does it make sense, it means uh, does it make sense in a video game? It means does what happened make sense in the context of the game? This is mostly to deal with the complaints about why something's in a game or why something isn't in a game. I guess the biggest thing from most recently would have been the Witcher fiasco, where people were complaining about there being no black people in The Witcher, which was it was something that wasn't really that big of a deal, to be honest, um, because The Witcher setting was supposed to be in an area that didn't have a lot of black people. And a lot of people are like, well, it's a video game, so why doesn't it have black people in it? Well, that's the thing. If they explain why a certain thing isn't happening, then that's why it's not happening. You can't complain about it not happening if it makes sense. And also check out who the game and also if the game has a lot of dudes in it and it has something in it that you think is sexist or you think is racist or whatever, look at the setting of the game. Is it set in an area that's supposed to be racist, or is the person being racist a bad guy? Is the person doing the bad things a bad person? And just because it has a sexy woman in it doesn't mean that it's a bad game. It's just a game not marketed. It's marketed toward a certain demographic. Just like look at all the Candy Crush esque games. The games where it's like Bejeweled, where you match up the different the different items to see if they how they compare. And a lot of them are and and really colorful, and generally that's because it's usually kids play them or girls play them. And I hate to say this, but that's why they're like that. They're marketed towards your demographic, so they are different. And it's the thing about it is, like, let's say you went to go see Saw, right? And then you took your family to go see Saw, and then you went and complained to the movie theater that Saw was super bloody and super violent movie that's not family friendly. Then then you would not get your money back, because that from all the trailers and all the information about the movie, you knew it's a horror movie that's supposed to be super bloody. And because you would know that, you would it's not marketed towards families, and it's not meant to be a family movie. It's cool if your family likes horror movies and they go see it, but it's not a movie that's supposed to be marketed towards families. So that's my take on it. If you have something that uh, you don't like in a video game or any media really, ask yourself, does it make sense in the story? And if it does, then that's fine. Just because it has something you don't like, or you want something in there that it doesn't have, doesn't mean anything. This is the vision of the author. It's their thing. It's what they wanted. And if they wanted a story that went a certain way, then it's their right to make something to go their way. It's not. Yeah, you can critique it, but don't say that it's a absolutely terrible thing because it doesn't have this or this in it. Just because it doesn't have this or this in it just doesn't make it a bad game. Is the gameplay crappy? If this, you could say you don't like the story, yes. You could say you don't like the gameplay, you don't like the graphics, what have you. But you cannot say that that the game is one way just because it doesn't have something that you want in it. Uh, so that's kind of my whole thing with this one. It Just because something doesn't have what you want in it does not mean it's bad. Like, it doesn't make sense. If it makes sense, then it should be allowed to fly. Like, just if it's marketed towards adults, it's an adult film. If it's marketed towards kids, it's gonna be a childish film. You gotta give benefit of the doubt, because if you don't, then you're being dishonest. You're basically attacking a movie that you didn't like just because you want to change the industry. Like, if you're going into something with an agenda, and you got to look at it. Is it, if you when you complain about something, look at it honestly and be like, hey, am I complaining because is something bad actually happened, or am I complaining because I'm trying to change things just to suit me? Because there are plenty of video games out there, and if you want to play one that meets a certain criteria, you have to look for it. And that's probably why PC's the overall best console, quote unquote, because there are so many more PC games than console games, and they are so many varieties, visual novels and all that. I know this one kind of ran over my usual limit of speed of thought, but I just wanted to put that one out there. Okay, talk to you guys later, and peace out.
Zero to hero, no time flies. Zero to hero.